iHeart Podcasts. Hear more Gold 101.7 podcasts,
playlists, and listen live on the free iHeart app.
Hey, 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 everybody, it's time for Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Hey, 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 everybody, it's time for Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor.
Here we are on the cutting room floor.
Let me tell you a story, not about a man named Jed.
Poor
or
man,
who barely kept his family fed. Not
Shooting
him.
up some food. Bubbling crude.
That,
Beverly Hills.
in case you're under the age of 100, that's the theme to the Beverly Hills Billies.
Yep.
But no, it's not.
Back in the days when TV shows explained the whole premise of the series in the theme title.
Yeah,
Imagine they did that with
didn't they?
Married at First Sight.
What about, what about, the Brady Bunch? You hear the, story of this, it's a story of that.
Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was it.
These days, though, because we're streaming all those shows, they have previously. I always watch the recap in case I've nodded off.
I love previously. Back to you.
Back to me. Let me tell you this story and we'll discuss it at the end. This woman is on a plane and she's posted a video on TikTok of, so she's sitting next to her daughter and someone's bare, dirty feet are propped up between them.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I've seen that.
And this clip has racked up more than 10 million views with lots of people saying that's disgusting. But a lot of people are saying, why didn't you say something? This is the new way. Rather than saying, oi, move your feet, you film it and upload it for content, for reaction, or isn't this dreadful? Whereas if you actually want action about it, don't do it retrospectively. Say at the time, can you move your feet?
I think it's rage bait as well.
Yeah, I think it is because we all need to go, that's disgusting.
But it could be someone she knows sitting in the back, so you just imagine that.
Why?
Well, it could be a friend of hers with the feet there and you don't know what she's filmed, what she's giving out there. She might have gone, I'll have a look at this, tickled the feet, or go, oh, yeah, your tool, you've done that. But then the bit that she's actually filmed is a bit that has no context. So you think it's a stranger. This happens a lot with a lot of, I've just noticed there's a lot of rage bait. So that's how because people will always go to the negative. They're not going to go with Amanda Keller wins an award for being a great person.
That story never gets printed.
They're going to go with Amanda Keller pooped her pants
Did I?
in Hay Street.
You said you wouldn't mention it. Very specific
And people-
street. Why have you mentioned a particular street?
Well, it's around in Chinatown. There's always going to be, But you know what I mean? People always
I know,
go to
that
the
is
negative.
True. But having the other side of this story is, yes, why don't you just say, do you mind moving your feet? But every day we see people being filmed on planes, usually in America, who are going berserk.
True.
So do you want to start a giant fight? You're either fully aggressive or you're letting this stuff happen to you and you're posting it afterwards.
It's curious.
We're in two camps.
We've been content creators for a long time.
Oh, listen to us. You make us sound like we're doing something important.
No, but we have. We come up with stuff and been doing it for a long time and we know how to build a story arc and all that junk that radio consultants love. But I will say this, everyone's doing it now. And my wife made this
outraged?
point. Well, a friend of ours is over in Europe and she was sending pictures of her in Europe at the various locations. But then one of the pictures was out of whack. So she had London, Amsterdam, Germany, etc. But then she's gone London, Amsterdam, Germany, and then a picture of back to London. And Helen said, well, it's all out of order. She hasn't put it in a chronological. So our friend has obviously found a picture of her outside Big Ben and thought, I forgot to post that. Do you know what I mean? We're becoming, in my world, when I go on a holiday or something, and I don't usually post pictures of when I'm on holidays, but I keep it in the timeline.
Yeah.
That's how you sell the story.
So your friend is an amateur.
Yeah, because she's not, she's just a mum with 3 kids and she's on a trip, but she hasn't thought about what she's posting.
Does it matter?
No, not at all. No, what I'm noting though is people are getting more adept to what they post now. So rage bait, people know that gets the clicks, that gets the likes. As sure as that's why you'll see any girl like Erin Molan, for example, will be wearing a revealing outfit to talking about the terrible things that are going on in the Middle East. And you think, well, why do you have to be in a bikini top to tell us this story? That's what gets you over the line.
But this woman who's filmed the
they
feet...
used bikini girls to sell tyres to house paint in the 70s and 80s.
And what I did in Hay Street.
That's what they're doing now.
But for this woman, I mean, you're right, we don't know who she is. This woman who got 10 million views.
You don't know the story of that.
You think she's just a regular person.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying that, because to what advantage is getting 10 million views?
I I can't answer that.
And you certainly don't want them if you're at a Coldplay concert.
No. And no one's monetarising that. You know, Joe Blow isn't monetarising that. I know that I've got a friend of mine who's got with his work, he, Omo does the boats. So he's got this boat that rolls over and rights itself. And that's got 1 million views on YouTube.
And does he get things from that?
He's made $2 out of it.
How do you make that?
Well, that's from the advertising. So, and I said, well, you've got to set up a deal. They'll talk about how YouTubers make all this money. But it's about the content that we create. For example, this just happened to me recently. I was at my local BWS, went to get a carton of beer, and on the door was back in 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, okay. How many 5 minutes is that? So I just started filming that and filmed how long 5 minutes had been by my own watch. 5 minutes turned into about 8 minutes and 9. Then I stopped the tape at that point, and I thought, well, I wonder what's going on here.
Well, he or she may have left half an hour before.
Well, what I did, no, the shop was open. It was well within opening hours. I will say this.
But when they say 5 minutes, from when?
Yeah, I know. No, but I stood there for the length of 5 minutes, recorded it, so it was way beyond 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Then I started thinking, hang on a minute. And I was about to post, when you wait for, and in my mind I had an outcome for this post. But I thought, hang on, that's weird that this is close because all the lights were on in the shop, but there was no one in there. So I walked around the back of the whole shopping complex there, came to the back. What had happened was he was loading, the beer delivery had come and one of the pallets had slipped and there was beer everywhere. And the young fellow was stressed. I went, oh, my God. And he said, oh, what am I going to do? And I said, mate, I told you what, you go. He said, I can't leave this here. I said, you go into the shop.
I'll drink this.
No, and I'll just.
Giant crazy straw.
You just go into the shop and I'll talk to you. Because he was, he was snowed under. And he said, the pallet's tipped over. And I said, he said, I just need another pair of hands. I'll buy myself. I said, mate, I'll mind this with the truck driver. You go and.
So you're right. It's not
but I could have filmed.
You could have mocked the shop.
Mocked the BWS, and that would have brought all this hatred on the guy.
Yeah.
Having said that, I could have filmed exactly what happened as well, but I chose not to because I didn't really think about it because something real was happening. I always think about those people that film, a horrible thing happening, someone getting bitten by a shark or something. How, is it? And people say, oh, but you just stood there and filmed it. You didn't jump in and rescue the person. You're not going to jump in and rescue that person because you'll get munched yourself. But do you film it? And then second to that.
Did you not film the beer because you wanted to slurp it up?
Yes, it was evidence.
And someone filmed you slurping it up.
Yeah. And then they licked my feet.
You could sell that.
You could.
Okay, kids, that's it for today. Come back tomorrow for more of Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor.